situated for this live stream. So I think I'm going to start doing more of these driving with Jacks, which are very quickly turned into Jack sitting in a parking lot to avoid the microphone problems. But anyway, by the way, I figured out what's causing a lot of the issues. Most of the issues come from me not having a back seat and just all the noise pollution. So it doesn't seem to really matter which microphone I use. It's just all too loud in here in general. But anyway, so going back to what this video is really about. So I was watching a channel the other day called Hunter Gore, and after this you're able to listen to this again, this live stream and Futureland. I'll put in the description links to everyone's channel I'm about to talk to. He was talking about the 3 books that he recommends the most, that have helped him the most in his real estate journey. He said something along his journey, or in his video. Anyway, so I liked what he did. He listed 3 books. I'm probably going to see if they're on Audible and try to listen to all 3 of them. But I was like, thinking to myself, but what if you're like us? So what if you're like us, people that don't have time to necessarily sit there and read, like his one book is like 400 pages. It was, I forget, 300 different ways on how to orchestrate a real estate deal, something like that. What if you're like us and you have to listen to stuff, or you listen to podcasts on YouTube and stuff? Well, I've compiled a list of who I listen to the most. And some of the new channels I'm listening to, I'm kind of don't really have a ton of opinions about. But I'll go through this and we'll go from there. And hopefully some of you guys can talk. We'll leave comments in there so we can keep this going for a little bit. This is only going to be at most 15-20 minutes, like, total. So anyway, the ones I listen to regularly, one rental at a time. I'm sure you guys, if you know me and what I've said in the past on my channel, I'm sure that was probably a pretty easy guess for you guys to guess that one. I'm going to adjust this camera a little bit. There we go. So anyway, one rental at a time. Michael Zuberb does a fantastic job with what he does, and I like a lot of what he says. I agree with him most of the time. Dion Talk, Financial Freedom. He's a good person to listen to if you're just trying to get into real estate and not quite sure how to do. He simplifies the process to where it gets a lot of the fear out from you. Lumberjack Landlord. He will, if you're into real estate, he will turn what you know and how should I say, expedite it, or it's not expedite. He'll transform your way of thinking into able to magnify what you know. And sorry, there's a notification on the bottom of the screen. Oh. I can't. Anyway, Lumberjack Landlord will take what you know and what you can do, and he'll amplify it and tell you the most profitable and maximize your profits as best as he can. And he saves you a ton of time, energy, and effort. Uneducated economist. He thinks of the economy in a different fashion than everyone else, and a lot of what he says makes sense. I'm still kind of learning what he's talking about some of the time, but that's what you're supposed to do with the channel. You're supposed to learn with the channel. Can someone leave a comment down below? I just want to see if it's working. I see there's only 2 people, but even if you just say hi, just so I know it's working. But anyway, the last channel that I pretty much never miss an episode of is All Nighter Hider. Yeah, I haven't missed a episode of his in a while, but actually I don't think I've missed an new episode of his. But I'm going back and listening to some of his older stuff, going through and doing that. And thank you, Andy. Yeah, it had a comment saying something about the chat not working, is working, and looking at the policies and stuff. So I wasn't sure if it was working or not. So the new listens, as far as channels that I've been listening to, and I'll give a little bit of feedback about each one. Uh, Living in Pittsburgh, that's a new channel I started listening to. I like it and I don't like it at the same time. I think it's good if you're looking at Pittsburgh to move here, what areas to avoid for living here, and I don't know how they get around. They're real estate agents, okay? So I'm not sure how they get around, because really they're trying to. It says as an agent, you're supposed to be a fiduciary and looking out for your prospects, your clients' best interest. And I'm not sure how they're doing that by forcing people to look only in certain areas. So, and they're high-end real estate agents, from what I can gather. If you take out those videos, I like what they say about the area, but I don't necessarily like how they represent themselves as real estate agents. I don't necessarily care for that. I'm kind of unopinionated about them, other than just what I said just now. Next channel that I started doing as far as new listens is Hunter Gore. Just subscribed to him last week, but I've had him on my channel. He's a great person. I've only listened to 3 episodes so far, but I'm sure his channel is great. I'm actually pretty excited to listen to his. Joseph. I'm going to butcher his last name. He was just on Zuber's channel about the other day, about talking about fractional interest investing, where the part that piqued my interest was he was talking about you could have different loans and stuff, mortgages, and invest into them. So basically they're not buying wholes, they're more geared towards flippers. So you can buy a little piece fractional into the thing. Joseph Capogilli, that's my best stab at it. I totally butcher his last name. I apologize for that. But yeah, he's a newer one I just started listening to last week. I think his content's pretty interesting. Very, very calm person, it seems like. I just saw that I missed a channel over on the ones I steadily listen to. I'll go back to that in a minute. The last one for the new listens is Tasting History with Max Miller. I love cooking. I love history. It's not letting me read the entire comment that you said. Oh. Wait, now it is. I haven't heard of some of these channels. I'm hoping that later it'll let me, I'm going to pin it. I'm hoping that later I can pull it up and look at some of those channels. But yeah, Tasting History, I've gotten into that. I love history. I love cooking. I find everything incredibly interesting. And the one channel I forgot to mention on I Never Miss, and it's just, again, because I absolutely love history, is Part-Time Explorer. He goes out and talks about sunken ships and ghost towns and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I love all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to read Andy's comment. Yeah, Minority Mindset is another real good channel. Mark Financial Firefighter. Yeah, he actually, between him and Dion, are the ones that really got my channel going. Yeah, Dion talked to me when I was on his channel afterwards a little bit, was saying that it would be a good idea to potentially do that or do this. and then Mark just with very little arm twisting did it. Because my biggest thing is when I was starting this channel off, I was still kind of in like PTSD from the Outdoor Channel, which like to do an episode of the Outdoor Channel, it was so much editing between color balancing and volume control and on and on and on, different cuts and all that type of stuff. It would take me close to, I'd say on average, close to like 12 hours to edit a half-hour video. And it wasn't even like I was doing professional grade quality. But it was because of that, the whole reason why I was so hesitant on doing this channel. But I'll be honest, there's really only been one video that I really didn't enjoy working on. And it's just one in particular video, because it just required a ton of editing, which reminded me of that. But I don't edit most of these videos. Or when I do edit, I pop in an earbud and I work on something else and I go look for dead spots. And when I'll race over and I'll hit pause, I'll find it and cut that dead spot out. But dead spots for me are like anything that's a pause of 30 seconds or more. If it's normal conversation going back and forth and it's just like 5-10 seconds, that's fine. But yeah, since this channel is actually a lot easier, I actually have fun with it. That's why in a lot of ways I can do videos every day. It doesn't bother me. But if it became, a house or something, I probably wouldn't do it. But it's not. And I definitely enjoy doing this. Let's see, who else did you mention? Jack's Business Talk. I heard that channel sucks. Yeah, that's not a good channel. I'm just joking with you guys. Andy Frisell, Real AF. I'll have to check that one out. I'm not familiar with that one. The Ultimate Human Podcast by Gary Brecka. I haven't heard of that one either, so I'll have to check that one out too. Yeah, so I have a couple channels to check out. So that'd be cool. And, well, I got 10 more minutes. What do you guys feel like talking about? Hey, Steven, how's it going? We're just talking about different podcasts that we listen to. It was inspired off of an episode of Hunter Gores that just came out the other day when he was talking about books. I got 10 minutes left before I have to go into work, so anything you guys want to talk about for 10 minutes? Otherwise, I'll just end it early. Oh, you know what? I know what I can do to fill some time. So yesterday I shot, or was it yesterday? No, I think it aired yesterday, and No, it was yesterday, and it aired yesterday. So I was showing you guys the eviction, the unit that went through the eviction and stuff, and was talking about the progress of how it's going along. The handyman that was showing me, he said that's not the sub layer, but it's the layer below the sub layer, if you can believe that. It's tongue and groove, and that's all rot, and that's what's causing the floor to be all squishy. Anyway, I think my next step with that whole project is to call in a flooring company, and because I can kind of see what his concern is now. When I was saying with Trade Better, oh, it doesn't seem that bad. I can see after talking to him why it's so concerning. So I think my next step might be to contact a flooring company, see what they think, and move forward. But I don't know if it's going to be yeah, mostly the ORAP members. But I'm going to see if I can just repair that section, or if half the floor needs to be ripped out, or if a third of the floor needs to be ripped out, or if I'm better off just redoing the whole entire kitchen subfloor, which I don't personally feel like it's going to be that bad. I think it's going to be kind of more of I think I might be able to get away with just that one section. At this point, my goal for that unit was to get it rented out before the Vegas event, and I mean, let's not joke about it. Like that's not happening. Yeah, let's not even joke about it. That's not happening. I'd be happy with having it ready to go for photos and come back and do final clean before ORAT. Yeah, it's the same video with the walkthrough video with Trade Better in the background. Yeah, the kitchen where that hole in the floor is what I'm talking about. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to end this. I'm getting a phone call I'm gonna have to take. Oh, Andy, yeah, I've listened to that book before. I listened to that one twice now. Yeah, quite long, very in depth. I really like that book. But hey, I want to thank you guys for joining me. I need to call that contractor in back before I start work in like 5 minutes. So thank you. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'm going to end this.